Rightio. So thanks heaps, guys. We've got the 8 weeks, new body, new life, and it's super exciting to introduce it all to you. And just a little bit about myself for those that don't know. I'm Deb Herdsfield, and I've been living on the coast for a long, long time now. And I'm a health and phys ed teacher by trade, but I've been lucky enough to go into traditional business with my husband for almost 20 years, and now go down a different path and actually start, living and loving and actually doing what I love the most. And hence that got me into this journey and found me this incredible product that I'm passionate about and wanted to share with you all tonight. So thanks heaps for joining in. And it's actually called ZEN Project 8. So most of the solutions out there aren't really sustainable. So I want you to really think about what prompted you to give up an hour of your night tonight on Tuesday night to actually watch and find out more. What are you here for, and what are you hoping to achieve? Whether it's for yourself or whether it's for, the rest of your team. You may be a PT, you may be a gym owner, and it's certainly, you're here to get some value as well. So there's many solutions around for our health and well-being, but most of them you'll find lack something, and it's a lack of quality products, it's a lack of program available, lack of education, minimal accountability, and maybe a lack of long-term plan. There's lots of things out there that just don't really cut it and tick all the boxes. Again, you'll probably find that a lot of people fall into that vicious cycle of dieting, and that was part of my post as well, to really see, if you're sick and tired of, trying everything out there and really going in that vicious cycle. You've got your before, your after, and then your after that, where most of the time we all go on these fad diets, and we can probably all, name many that we've tried over the years, and they really just give us that, feminine response where we lose weight, we lose lean muscle, and we lose a little bit of fat. But once we fall off and increase our calories, we find that we start to lose, start repeating and fall, for eating too much and falling back into that overweight pattern again, and hence that yo-yo dieting vicious cycle. So that was when ZEN Project 8 was really born, and it serves a need and a purpose, and it's a huge need and a purpose, because the stats prove that by 2020 we're going to have 75% of our adult population either overweight or obese. The average dieter buys a new diet book every 90 days. So that's usually, they're not sustainable, so they go on and off in this constant ricocheting and yo-yoing. The calorie restriction, the carbohydrate depletion actually slows down our metabolism. And then, that triggers that yo-yo cycle. So people are desperately searching for that real weight management solution, and, something that's really can be sustainable for the total family, the whole family, and for their total lifestyle. So here's our co-creator. So Mark McDonald is a celebrity nutritionist and a renowned fitness guru in the States, and he's won many accolades and has many ticks. He's certainly becoming a well-known entity around the world now, as he travels and promotes this new program that we've got the opportunity to launch with him. So he's certainly been around for a long time. He's a founder of his own nutritional company, but he partnered with us to actually produce one of the best products and breast programs that has the total package that you're about to, let's find out some more. Had the opportunity to meet him a couple of months ago when we launched in Queensland. He came and did an Australian tour a few months ago. So that was super exciting. He's full of energy, a powerhouse, and certainly a very, very positive person. So just a bit of an overview. You're not going to fully understand maybe the whole concept tonight, or I don't want to try and baffle you with too much science, but I would certainly want to give you an idea on how technical or how detailed it is, how well this program's been planned out, and why it's just not another diet to add to the list, why it is a total lifestyle change. So you can see there the project, or the whole program, has a combination of 3 total areas, if you like, or umbrellas: the plan, the products, and their community and support. So the plan has 3 phases based on science. The products have been scientifically produced with the best ingredients and the most natural forms to complement our foods, and then obviously an incredible support community that's not only in Australia but globally. I wanted to share with you just a couple of examples of, you know, people that have had success on this 8-week challenge prior. So this is from the States. It's just been launched in Australia this year, but we've had some results coming through from overseas when they trialled it in America last year. So you can see here, it's not necessarily a huge weight loss program. You don't have to be grossly overweight, just have to simply want to be healthy and, you know, increase your lean muscle mass. Here's one happy lady here. When she's reducing the body fat, she's giving herself more energy, being able to eat better and feel better. Massive 42 kilos lost, so she's super excited. On the other end of the scale, again, someone that's only relatively small but certainly has a lot of bloating around the waist and hips, which is where it tends to, especially on us, you know, on women, it tends to sit over the years, and it's usually the hardest to release, and she certainly has there. Another lady, you know, had incredible results being able to cut and tone her stomach. And a guy there with 9 kilos lost in the 8 weeks. So it's all about getting your body to perform at its optimum and then being able to keep these results off. So what does it take to achieve these results? How do you get them? What do you have to do? And how is it different, I suppose? It's a total package. So the total package here, ZEN Project 8 produces simple, realistic results. So the 3 phases of the plan is really, really super easy. And the detox phase, the ignite phase, and the thrive. So I've had lots of people tell me, oh my God, it's so super easy. You know, they don't overcomplicate it. They've broken it down really, really easily to make us, all our busy lives, make it simple. So the first phase, 3 steps. The detox is the cut, the clean, and the flush. The ignite phase, the next step where we're going to melt our belly away, we're going to burn that fat, is burn the sculpt and the restore. And the third phase is actually, you know, living life, is it putting all this into action, getting everything up and running, and, you know, performing, living life at our optimum, reprogramming our minds and our body, diversifying our foods, and actually energizing our bodies for the rest of it, you know, to live a healthy, complete life. How do we do it? So the meal plan is huge, you know, backed by science, I suppose, if you like, but it's, you know, really, really basic. It's back to the basics of childhood. You think about a baby. What did they have? They ate small amounts of food. They ate every 3 hours. They ate until they were full, and then they stopped, and then they started again in the next 3 hours, and they had a complete meal. So they had a protein, a fat, and a carb in its complete form, basic natural form, and they, you know, that was how they fed every 5 to 6, 5 to 6 meals a day, every 3 hours. So it's as simple as that. It's a really easy one to remember. PFC every 3, P for protein, F for fat, C for carbohydrate, every 3 hours. So what does that all mean, and how does it work? So basically here, the slides here in the top one is PFC every 3 for females. So at a glance, again, it's super, super easy. We can work on our palm size, our thumb size, or our fist size. You can have the grams if you love measuring and weighing. If you want to check it out, your portion size to start with. If you're fussy at measuring, you're quite welcome to do that. You've got a palm size is about 85 grams for protein. So you can have all those weight conversions that you can try in the program. But super simple, palm, thumb, and fist. So along with eating PFC every 3, you've got to drink plenty of water in between each meal, and, you know, before and after. So you're looking at 2 to 4 litres of water a day for females and up to 3 to 5 litres for males. And you see there the portions are double that for males. Okay. Can't get our next slide. Rightio. So the detox phase, just in a little bit more detail, the cut, we're actually going to cut the foods that cause the bloating and have a guess at what you think they are. So this is the first week of detox. So again, the system's flexible and certainly personal. So if you're someone who has been a dieter all your life and constantly been dieting, if you're someone who wants to lose lots of weight, or you've been a heavy smoker or drinker, then I'd certainly recommend you do the detox for 2 weeks. But as a rule, detox for 1 week to lose the bloat, cut, clean and flush. So we want to eat clean foods, cut the foods that cause us bloat, and drink lots of water to flush out the toxins. In the cut, the foods, did you guess them? The foods that we need to cut out that cause water retention and bloating are gluten, soy, dairy, sugars, salts, sodas, alcohol, coffee and tea. So it's just 1 week. Cut them out to help the body be able to cope with it and get started. Remember, you know, what happens to a car in the engine when it gets sluggish? What have you got to do? You've got to send it for a service. When they service it, they don't just replace the oil, they have to replace the oil filter. So think of it like that. The body's a machine. We don't just start to put new clean foods in it and start increasing our exercise. We have to actually replace that oil filter. The liver needs a detox. So that's why we've got to cut these foods to help. And to do that, we use a product that is a super soft, natural plant enzyme-based product. It has the soft milk thistle ingredient, the dandelion root and the juniper berry, which you'll find that are not soft and gentle to the liver cleanse for the body, and that's brilliant to use in that first 7 days of detox to actually help you with the foods. The reserve gels, our awesome reserve gels that are full of antioxidants and super berries, that has the incredibly powerful resveratrol antioxidant, helps aid the detox, helps reduce our inflammation, it helps our immune system, it gives us that energy boost, increases our metabolism and circulation, lowers blood sugar and lowers blood pressure. So this antioxidant gel actually assists in that detox phase, but you can use it 1 a day for the whole month as a maintenance program. So in the second part, the clean. Now remember, we're eating clean foods, and I'll get to show you all the types of foods that you can have. To supplement that, remember we've got to do PFC every 3. You don't always have time to prepare a meal. We're busy lives, we're active, but to eat every 3 hours, people go, oh, I can't do that. Yeah, you can with this incredible product. So this is the ZEN Fuse, and it's our powerhouse protein powder. So the ZEN Fuse has been specifically designed in consultation with Mark McDonald. It was always his plan and desire to produce a super protein powder, because there's nothing like it on the market. So many protein powders out there, but they have lots of fillers and adders and, you know, different things that really shouldn't be in there. He's created this one that has the perfect mix of protein, fats and carbs for us to be a complete meal. It is gluten-free, it's soy protein-free. It actually has 2 types of protein. They're both whey. One's a slow release and one's a fast release. And that gives us the ideal optimum satisfaction, if you like, for the 3 hours. And it's perfect. It's brilliant. Comes in 2 flavors, chocolate, vanilla, whatever you choose. I actually love mixing it. I have half and half now. It's amazing. So exclusive to us is the Tricell micellar casing, which is the slow release protein powder. And if you have, you know, someone who's had protein powders, you'll find that not all of them give you that satisfaction for a long time. It's usually only short time. And that's because they don't have the micellar casein protein in it. And the third part, obviously, with the detox, and the most crucial is to flush with water, plenty of water. Here's just a snapshot of our foods that you're allowed in the detox phase. Right? There's no meal plan. You're not being told what to have at what meal. It's simply you being able to put this into your lifestyle, remember, and what you love. So out of this list, what proteins do you love? What fats do you love? What carbs? And you make your own meal up. There's some suggestions, certainly, but this is a guide for you. And then have a look at all the unlimited foods that you can have. So you can have any amount of the unlimited foods list there. Here's just one of the recipes in the detox phase that's approved, a baked lemon herb salmon. There's a few pictures there of others. There's lots and lots of recipes. Remember, they're all PFC every 3. So the second phase, we've passed our detox phase, we've cleaned out our filters, we're ready to go and now ignite into our, fat burning phase and start getting rid of, that extra fat. So we're going to burn, sculpt and restore. The first product we use here to assist us in the second phase, this is weeks 2, 3 and 4, is the ZEN shaped tablets. Now they're purely a powerful metabolic booster that's going to actually help us reduce our appetite, stabilize our blood sugar levels and improve our fat oxidation, increase our fat metabolism. What they actually do is assist us in stopping this leptin resistance. And again, I don't want to go into too much technical stuff tonight, but just to give you an idea, and some of you may have heard about this and what it means. So the vicious cycle of leptin resistance is created with our yo-yo dieting. So what we want to do is when leptin is balanced in our body, it goes through the blood-brain barrier and tells the brain to turn off our appetite and increase the burning of fats, okay? So as people accumulate more fat in their fat cells, this protein called CRP, a C-reactive protein, is actually released from the fat cells and binds to the leptin. So if you like, it attacks the leptin, and once it binds to the leptin, the actual leptin can't then go through that blood-brain barrier, and that actually, blocks the trigger in the brain. Then it stops the signal, the leptin signaling the brain to decrease our appetite and burn fat. So as the body accumulates more fat, the greater amounts of CRP, this protein that is released, therefore it binds to the leptin even more and stops, the leptin triggering the brain to slow down our appetite and burn more fat. So that's the leptin resistance that we don't want to, create in our bodies. Hence why the importance of PFC every 3, to balance those blood sugars and balance those hormones. Rightio. So the second part of the Ignite phase is the SCULPT. So this is the exciting bit. We start to increase exercise. You want to pull down on exercise the first week in the detox because, again, exercise can cause inflammation. So you reduce it and just do walking in the first detox phase. But in the second phase, in the SCULPT, we want to, in that, weeks 2, 3 and 4, we've got to up the ante. We've got to do strength training, cardio training, high intensity and fat burning. Right, you want to be able to start to do that, and we've got all the programs to help you there if you need assistance with that. In the restore phase, again, you continue through the whole 8 weeks with your protein powders. So the protein shakes are going to replace, 1 or 2 of your meals, sometimes 3. So I find most of the time I'm really only eating that 4 to 5 times a day. That 5th time is usually at a dessert, so depending on what time you have your first meal. If it's 7 o'clock in the morning, it's 7, 10, 1, 4, 7, or it might be 8. And you add 3. So you can rotate it around. Fuse, your protein shake, can replace any of those meals. Some people like to get up and get out the door, so they won't cook breakfast. They can have a shake. Then they can have their breakfast once they get to work. Or you might use your shake as your morning tea. Whatever you choose, again, it's just fitting into your lifestyle. This is the food list for the Ignite phase. So you can see there all the red food entries. They're all the extras that we're allowed to add in. So there's lots more protein. We've got beefs and lambs and shellfish we've put in. In fats, we've only got an added olives in there, and lots more carbs. We can introduce potatoes, sweet potatoes, best, the brown rice and your quinoa. Okay, so it's starting to, still keep out some of those bloating foods, but obviously start to introduce more into our diet. The third phase, the third and final, so this is our lifestyle phase, our 4 weeks, 5, 6, 7 and 8 of reprogramming our minds to eat clean, diversifying our eating habits, getting funkier with a lot more recipes, etc., making it super, super simple. Remember, it's a whole family. It's not just you. This is healthy eating. It's not a diet. And then obviously our body is just, thriving on the inside. So it's going to give us a lot more energy and vitality so that we can live that healthy lifestyle. So in this third phase, we introduce a new product, which is called ZEN Fit. Now, these are super shots of amino acids that help protect our muscles. Remember, it's all about building up our lean muscle. Super important at any age to maintain good lean muscle. But as you get older, you find that a lot of environmental diseases, a lot of lifestyle diseases are triggered and started because of our reduced muscle mass and increased fat. So it's super important that these amino acid shakes or powder is introduced into your diet. It contains the 9 essential amino acids that our body has. And again, any of the other amino acids that you find around already on the market won't have the full complement that we need. And they help protect and strengthen and build our muscle. So they're great. They come in fruity flavors. I love it. I actually take 1 sachet in a 600 ml bottle of water straight after my exercise. And I find I can drink that water so quickly. And then I'll have another bottle of plain water. So you have 1 or 2 sachets a day, depending, working around what suits you, whether you're before or after exercise. Our whole program has an incredible range of recipes to follow to give you a guide. Otherwise, if you're expert in the kitchen, you can certainly create your own and help share in the community. There's also a workout calendar that you can, again, it assists you and helps you with ideas if you have trouble. But the whole idea of this is to actually generate our own small community so that we can, help and support each other as well with lots of activities and, training programs. So this is the final phase of the Thrive, and this is what we should be able to, program our minds to eat with all the time. Note all the extra reds again, and so they're the ones in the complete Thrive phase that you can have all the time. So it's a protein, fat, and a carb in those portions 5 to 6 times a day. Okay, and then whether or not you can get access to that food or to give your body a rest. It's really important sometimes with the full heavy proteins and pure proteins that sometimes our digestive system actually likes the protein in the liquid form. So that's why the shake's just as important. There's a lot of people that, sometimes have a resistance to supplements. So again, we can get into more detail and I can help you explain all of that, later. But it is, important to blend the two. So this is it, learning, having to, have a family of health lifestyle. And, again, I've had, a husband and wife on the program for only just past, they're just into their 2nd week of the Ignite phase, and their kids are coming to them going, I love this style of eating, Mum, I love eating fresh and clean like this. So it's for everybody, not just for, someone who wants to lose a little bit of weight. Just a couple more before and afters. This one's a great young girl. She was a young mum I read about her last year, and she had taken, I think it was nearly 4 or 5 months or 6 months to lose about 12 or 13 kilos. She'd really, really struggled with it and really plateaued until she found the ZEN program. And once she'd tapped into the ZEN program and started using the products as well to, you know, help her along that journey, and once she realised she actually had to eat every three hours, PFC every 3, rather than maybe the calorie restriction that she was doing, she managed to lose that extra 13 or 14 kilos in the next, you know, 8 weeks. So she was super, super excited with that. This is a quick one of my husband. He's just finished his second go on the program, actually, and he's done the program twice this year. So he had a bit of a break in between, and he was actually got incredible results. He's actually been able to lose the weight. He virtually only lost 4 kilos and 16 centimeters both times, but he's actually lost, you know, he's still lost that amount. He's actually lost 8.5 kilos and 34 centimeters in total, you know. So the super exciting part was that he didn't go that yo-yo diet. He didn't put it all back on. When he started again, he started from where he left off almost and continued the journey. So he's super, super proud. And he actually, you know, he said he's never been under, it's been over 20 years since he's been under 85 kilos. And as you can tell, he wasn't necessarily overweight. He just had a big gut, you know, and chin. His fat was held there, and he was able to lose it in those specific areas. So he's super excited. So there it is. Just in summary, it's a complete program, guys. It's the plan, the total package with all the phase guides, the products to help you achieve, and certainly the huge, incredible community support. We've got all the phase guides. We've got a website that you can tap into. We have weekly coaching videos and calls. We have online videos and manuals, user guides. There's so much out there that I can share with you for, you know, finding more information about it. You have access to everything. Mark McDonald actually is ongoing. He's not just promoting the product, he's actually keeping us on track and helping us every step of the way with our fitness goals and health goals. He's passionate about reaching out to as many people as possible and, you know, and leading a healthy life. We have over 20,000 people in our Facebook community already that is on the ZEN 8 Project 8 challenge. Lots of blogs to share with you, recipes, etc. So how do you get your hands on this program? Well, it's easy. Just get back to the person that invited you onto our Zoom tonight, onto this, and they'll be able to point you in the right direction. All right, get you started, buy your pack, tap into the program. You have your own exclusive online shopping experience. It's all at your fingertips online. The first step you've got to do is decide which system to start with. And for most of you, it'll probably just simply be the commit pack, their first 8-week challenge, 8-week supply just for one. Obviously, it's more fun if you can get your partner on board, or you can do it with a friend. Then you'd go with the Awaken pack. And the Super Duper Transform pack is obviously designed for PTs or gym owners, where they can actually, you know, set up their whole challenge group. And I can certainly run through that with you and advise you the best way. So in review, ZEN Project 8 is a complete nutrition system. It really does end the dieting nonsense. It does provide you with real solutions and simple, realistic results. It gives you, you know, online support, access to all the events, and you also actually get access to the products at wholesale pricing. So just in closing, you know, there's many things you can't control in this world, but the one thing you can is how you choose to take care of yourself. You know, life's too short to have all these, you know, lifestyle diseases. It's really important that, you know, it's so exciting that so many people are taking action now. So the commit pack, the ZEN 8 week challenge for one, its recommended retail is $9.98. what we can offer you is a wholesale price of $6.88 for the whole complete 8-week pack. And, you know, that works out to be less than a couple of cups of coffee a day, you know, whatever you choose, less than a glass of wine a day. It's really super affordable. And, you know, it's a good opportunity or good way to get started. For tonight, I'm actually offering a free membership package so that you can get started for as little as that $688.71. So in closing, I'd just love to thank you all so much, and I'm going to stop the recording. And yeah, as I said, get back to the person who invited you along tonight and talk some more about it and get started. We've actually got a challenge starting next week. We've got a few people just started, or they're a week ahead of you, so it doesn't really matter where you're at. We just get you into the system as soon as possible, and yeah, get you started. So I'll just stop the recording